So welcome to my basement corner of retro tech. There's a keyboard there. I'll do a whole video about that later. But I want to focus mostly on this TV. So you can see here on the back, they have an HDMI port. They have S-Video, RCA, all the variations of it. You got the VGA, which is what we're on right now, and then a coax jack for an antenna connection. And now we can look at the front of this here, and you can see I bought this TV used a number of years ago for about 50 bucks. I got the computers, both of these here, for free. Keep the one as a backup for parts, and then the one that's working was actually built in 2003. I got it for free in 2008. It was the first computer I've ever owned. Keyboard, mouse, all that stuff. Just some old school software. I have a mouse counting program because the thing resets itself. It's interesting. And then before Wikipedia was around, there was Encyclopedia Britannica. I had a print edition of this that I bought for 20 bucks, and I gave to a great cousin of mine or whatnot, or a cousin for their kid. And then I thought it was interesting that this offline, localized version of it is available on this computer here, and just the amount of resources and information that they had. I think you have a built-in dictionary. You can look up words. You can browse, look up different topics, timelines, whatever that is, and view certain things. But it was cool. I mean, you can hear the computer in the background and all the noise it's making. This is my background here. It's just a basic one. It has Microsoft Office 2003. And it's cool, too, how the time resets. So it's October 8th, 2003 at around midnight. At least according to this recording here. So that one's pretty much it with the computer. The computer's nice because it does have a floppy disk drive, does have a CD and DVD drive, and it's pretty nice. There's a USB 2.0 port in the front with an audio jack, and I used this throughout most of high school and also college when I was there. Is my main computer. Never had it connected to the internet since I've owned it. So it's always kind of been a retro technology hodgepodge for me. So I'm going to see what my next input button takes me to. And I bought a little remote for this. It was 12 bucks at General Dollar or Dollar General. And it's worked out for me pretty good here. So there we go, PBS. So I can change the channels. I can do that. There's not a whole lot of information here, but it's interesting that I can get that going with this here. And I'm going to go to the other, here's the PS2 starting up. So this is really kind of the major 3 technology. So this has a DVD player in it as well. You can also play PlayStation 2 games. I bought this for 50 bucks. I had one growing up, but I got rid of it years ago. And then when I had the space and I had this again, I was like, it's the only console gaming system I own currently. Never bought anything beyond the PS2. But I thought it was just kind of fascinating. This was more affordable back in the day to buy a PS2 than it was to buy a DVD player because they subsidized them and they wanted people to get them. And I thought an interesting game here was one of the better selling games was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. They kind of complement each other. This was one of the best selling games there. And the PS2, I believe, was the best selling console. They made it from 1999, 2000-ish, till 2013 or something. So quite a while for a lifespan of a console there. You have the controller. You can see it. Here's controller and that, and it's cool. They're interactive. It's working. What version am I on? So that's the version of it. And you can see all that. And I always kind of like this, and it's just the nice little tech corner for me to hide out on and utilize technology that's not centric to the internet or any of that. I have a Roku and a TV, a big screen TV in my living room that I utilize mostly for day to day. But for this stuff here, I just thought it was fascinating, and I thought this would be kind of an interesting short video, because I think even with these two non-internet connected devices, the old desktop computer with the word processor, with the encyclopedia set built in, and all the other applications that are localized to that old Windows XP PC, there's still plenty of things you could utilize it for and still get distracted by, but you could also use it to focus and to really try to get certain things done. I wrote a little book on there lately and did some other things on it that I was really able to utilize. I have an ergonomic keyboard that I use for it. I just ended up getting one, and that's how that ended up being there. And I always liked Dells. I did a video with a buddy of mine of all the different Dells I've owned. I've really scaled back. I have these two, and then I have a laptop upstairs that's my daily driver. But that's pretty much about it. I even have a little digital picture frame. And then I have a Macintosh over here. I don't really use it much, but I got it free. It's the last Motorola-based PowerPC Mac. I also have one of the not the original Mac, but I think it's the 512K Mac that my grandfather wrote his war book on. He was a World War II vet, and I have that in a storage thing in the little carrying case thing somewhere else, and I did a video with a buddy of mine about that one as well. But I just thought I would share with you the early 2000s technology. This TV with its HDMI options, over-the-air options, VGA, RCA, all the various inputs, S-video that it has. It's a very versatile display for multiple functions and purposes, and I like having it down here, and I really think this serves a nice purpose, and hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, also, one of the things that's nice is all this stuff I own it outright. There's no subscriptions, there's no reoccurring cost. The only cost for me is the electricity associated with the particular technology. Bye.